All right, folks, it's Mo again. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue with this section. On section 9, what I want to do is install Active Directory back because I need to continue with the labs. Remember, we don't actually have Active Directory on the server. So my main concern right now is to put AD back on server 1. I just need one server. That's where I'm going to be installing it. So let me go back to server 1. Let me just check my actual configuration. Everything stays the same. I just want to make sure my DNS is perfect. See, this is actually a problem. It's pointing to an alternate, and I don't even have, all right, an alternate. So what I could do is make things easier. Move this down, and I could actually just go ahead and remove it. So I'm just pointing to myself right now. And if I check, I don't have DNS installed. Look, I want to do it the way everybody almost does it, which is not the proper way. That still works, but I'll still have extra records that I don't actually need. Let me just show you. So I'm going to be installing Active Directory domain services, right? So right over here, we're installing AD domain services because I am in the process of promoting this server to a domain controller. And I don't even have Active Directory yet. And after this, I'll just promote again. I'm going to go through the wizard and it's going to tell me, well, listen, you don't have DNS. It's going to tell me you should install DNS and it's going to create the records for me. And that's what I want to actually show you. The method that if you get online and Google things and tells you like how to install Active Directory, this is what most likely everybody does. But as I said, the proper method is installing DNS, creating a zone, then you prepare for the installation of Active Directory. So let's wait until this is actually over. So my main concern is just installing AD on the server. That's all. That's what I want to do. So I could be continuing with the actual labs that we're going to be going next. So let's give this a moment. There you go. It's almost there. And then I'll just do the actual promotion. I'm not going to be looking for a replica. I just want to have one domain controller for now. Just one server that is hosting AD to continue with other labs like managing users, groups, policies, restrictions, backing up, restoring AD. So typically with one domain controller, we should actually be fine. So this is actually done in a few seconds. It will actually stop. So this is actually normal. All right. Let's see. And we'll continue the process. Again, as I said, I could close and then promote. There you go. It's finished. So I could say promote the server to a domain controller. I'm going to set up my first domain, and that's called what? All right. Udemy.local. And let me go next. It's going to check and see if somebody has that or not. And nobody does. And look, it's going to come with DNS. All right. That's what it's going to do. And let me just put a password and continue on. Now, look, I have something called an RODC. That's what I'm planning to do. But first, I want to set up Active Directory on the first server. So we'll see. See, this is grayed out. It's only available if you do a replica. So let me go next. And look, see, I got this is the message that I'm talking about. It's like, I can't find your server. I can't resolve Udemy.local. So it's going to do it for me. Let me do it this way and show you what's going to happen. I'm going to go next. Show you like extra resource records under my DNS server that I don't actually need to use. All right. That's what we're going to see. So let's give this a moment. Next, take the defaults and see how this works for us. All right. Next, and install. Let's give it a moment and see. And I'll pause the video for a moment and we'll actually resume when it's back to the logon screen. So let me just give this a few seconds and install. All right. Just like this. All right. Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to actually pause and I'll come back later, guys. So we'll see you guys later. All right. Okay, we're back. Look, it actually took around 10 minutes, by the way, because DNS was not configured properly, just to let you know. Let me just go ahead and log on and see here. I want to show you the DNS server. Everything else is the same. It's just DNS is not properly configured. Let's give this a moment and see how this works. Wait for server manager. And I'm going to go to tools and open DNS. Watch this. I do see the actual zone that I need, but it creates another zone that I don't need. See this? There's extra records that are actually created for me. If it's the right thing, I just need this. This is what I actually need. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to delete this. And by default, it stores the zones in Active Directory if I don't do things the right way. Let me just show you. If I go to the properties, the zone is going to be stored in AD. All right. See that? So let me change this and remove and leave it as default. Okay. I'm fixing whatever errors were actually there, and I'm going to go back to the way it should be. So this is how it should actually be if I created my zone manually, right? Just like this. So I'm back to normal right now. All these records we know from prior. So if I go to tools and I check Active Directory users and computers, I could see Udemy. And under domain controllers, I see one server, which is a global catalog server. And the name of the site is called default first site name, as you see, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just minimize this. So now my first server is done with AD. So I'm actually done with this actual section. I am preparing this because I want to show you what an RODC is, which is a real a domain controller. It's not fake, but it's read copy, which means I only have read access to it. And we'll see and discuss what it's all about. So we'll see you guys in the next section. All right, guys. Later then.